Today, the Shiba Inu had terrible things happen to it. Shoshi Kusama has been restored at last. Nonetheless, his presence has been the subject of some peculiar scrutiny. Still, billions had moved in less than a day, and it got many people thinking, is the Shiba Inu dream rally about to begin? What else is going on here? Why, exactly, am I so enthralled by it? Give me a moment to explain. Your daily dose of Shiba wealthy coins is here. If Shiba is something that piques your interest, you have come to the right place. Stay ahead of the curve in the cryptocurrency business, and get the scoop on all the newest news predictions by subscribing. Hit that like button if you want to see more SHIP news stories. Recently, a Shiba Inu did something out of the ordinary. A small change that raised some eyes. However, I must express something. It started climbing back up again not long after that, and it kept climbing all day long. When this happens, things go downhill quickly. Zooming out to view the entire week, Shiba Inu is still sat at some of its top levels. It has tremendous strength despite the small drop, which is roughly 2%. All it does is show how strong Shiba Inus are right now. A palpable electric energy permeating the neighborhood. Holdings are unconcerned. The broader view is apparent to them. Investors are not only sure of themselves, but also ready to put their money into the market. You can't treat this like any other pump-and-dump situation. A solid foundation of self-assurance in the future of Shiba Inu has given rise to genuine momentum. This kind of conduct begs for hope. Shiba Inu is doing more than simply keeping his cool. It's laying the foundation for a very larger undertaking. More people live here now than in any previous year. As for confidence, it's really high. If Shiba Inu continues in this direction following a pullback, just wait until the real breakthrough begins. And this is the most important part. One specialist analyzed the real occurrences by consulting the Shiba Inu chart, and a wild adventure might come to mind at first glance. The abrupt 3% reduction in Shiba Inu value in a matter of hours shocked many dealers. Up until early this week, everything appeared to be going swimmingly. Now that they had overcome significant obstacles, the whales were becoming more active. It appeared like all the pieces were falling into place for a major breakthrough. But the spark died out afterwards. Shiba Inu has descended from its previous height and is now resting at the top, an important support zone. If this holds, this might be the setup for the next leg up. This is what the bears are keeping from you. Even when multiple technical indicators, like the RSI, suggest a decrease in momentum, it is normal to have a shakeout like this before a major move. Breaks are necessary for every great rally, and Shiba Inu has proven over and again that theirs don't endure long. Astute financiers perceive this as an opportunity. The whales are still breaching the surface, life is going on in the village, and the Shiba Inu is even larger now than it was a month ago. Investors are kept on their toes with this type of arrangement because of the potential for abrupt attitude shifts. It would be surprising for anyone to ignore Shiba Inu right now because a rebound from here might be huge. I know this sounds crazy, but hold on a second. Were you aware? Shoshi Kusama has been returned at long last. Then, as if for all time, he disappeared. Yet there is a catch. Something about this seems off. A simple hello, I'm back wasn't enough to mark his return. He seemed to be acting inappropriately, almost mysterious and overly planned. Need to know every detail. Everything you need is right here, however I'll reserve it for later in the film. You really don't want to miss this, so hang around until the very end. Then let's find out what the developers have been up to recently that they've decided to scrap. The Shiba Inu enhancements account on X rocked the Shiba Inu community with a post mentioning Ryoshi, the legendary nearly mythical founder of the Shiba Inu. You may remember that in 2022, Ryoshi went dark just like Satoshi Nakamoto did with Bitcoin, giving Shoshi Kusama command of the project. In addition, Shoshi has been in the forefront of the movement to keep Ryoshi's dream alive for the long haul. The poem in question, however, offered the entire ecology of the Shiba Inu breed like a hidden roadmap. It was neither a passing reference, nor just any poem. Among the topics covered were the origins of the Shiba Inu breed, the role of bone as a support system, the significance of leash as a signifier of exclusivity, and the role that treat will play in the upcoming Shiba Inu Layer 3 network. Words alone were insufficient. This was a proclamation. Something more is on the way. Shibarium is evolving, and the ecosystem is growing, as this serves as a gentle reminder. The area was engulfed in chaos. The message was energized when even Lucy, the head of marketing for Shiba Inu, got involved. Rather than being a passing fad, something like this indicates that the group is getting ready for a major event. Now we can connect it to the pricing behavior of Shiba Inus. Think about it. The recent drop is just noise, a temporary shakeout before something else happens. With this level of community engagement, developers sending cryptic signals, and ecological growth, the big picture becomes apparent. Beyond merely existing, Shiba Inus are getting ready for the next big leap. Now that we're talking about significant postings, Shoshi Kusama has finally returned. Finally, after what feels like an eternity of silence, he has broken his silence with stories of his eternal disappearance. A mystery post has the Shiba Inu community buzzing, and it's not like any old post. The last time Shoshi tweeted was in February, when he spoke about new ways to fund Shibarium. It appeared that he was only sometimes publishing content here after that. But then things came to a standstill on March 7th. Complete silence, no tweets, no updates, nothing. It also served as the starting point for the investigation. Where had he gone, and why had he remained silent? Had anything been going on in the background? There was so much panic in the town that the Shiba Inu squad had to make 2 separate visits before things calmed down. Just as everyone started to wonder if Shoshi was really dead, he speaks. However, instead of a simple "I'm back," he falls for a haiku, a Japanese romantic expression. While feet may fade away, love endures forever beneath the same sky. In light of this, what does it mean anymore? Truly poetic. Additionally, it remains a mystery. Is he trying to say that he is never silent when he watches? Could this be his way of hinting that big things are happening behind the scenes? If there's one thing we know about Shoshi, it's that his speech is never haphazard, even after a long period of silence. There is a clear intention behind every sentence, and they all hint at impending danger. And this is where things go crazy. Let us pretend this is the calm before the storm. Is it possible that his enigmatic message is his way of preparing the masses for something monumental? Shiba Inus are already getting hot because of major ecological shifts. Suddenly, Shoshi has returned. It is not a coincidence. This could indicate a price recovery, or a new high. A statement that alters the course of play. Although at this point in time everything is speculation, one thing is apparent. You can't ignore the big picture here. If past events are any indication, Shoshi's hints point to Shiba Inu causing quite a stir. Now we get to the crazy part. Experts stepped in at the last minute to explain how Shiba Inu may remove a few zeros from their prices. No amount of ups and downs can make a right wonderful time. The belief that a major revival will occur at the appointed hour is growing. Others think it might happen in the next several months, while others think it's more of a long-term game. But one thing stands out, that Shiba Inu achieving 1 penny is the one mystical number that everyone is fixated on. Luxide, an analyst, made a daring prediction last year that, if Shiba Inu maintains growing at its current rate, it would reach that aim in about 6 years. Just think of how close it would get if it doubled every year. Based only on continuous and predictable expansion, it might be approaching that milestone by the end of the